Panama, more from Vietnam. Los Angeles is in the house, and it is 6 o'clock in the morning in Los Angeles. Thailand, big time in the house. Mexico, boy, I tell you, you guys and girls are showing up. And I was told once as a very young entrepreneur that 90% of life, 90% of success is just showing up. And now we've got over 1,000 people coming in from across the world, and the numbers are just growing and they are counting, which should tell each and every one of you that have tuned in today that Jeunesse is here. Jeunesse is back, and Jeunesse is definitely here to stay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to respect everyone's time who is on time, and tell you again, if you're just joining, my name is Jason Borne. I am honored and privileged to be your CEO of Jeunesse Global. And when I say your CEO, I mean your CEO. There is a shift. Hopefully you have felt this shift in this company over the last 90 days since we acquired the company, since we put a new leadership team in place, that this is becoming a distributor first company. This is not a corporate leadership first company. This is not corporate tries to figure everything out and then mandates it to the field. This is going to be and evolve into a distributor first company. The best ideas that I have ever heard in 32 years of being in the network marketing industry, 31 and a half of those as a distributor. But the best ideas that I have ever heard have always come from the field. It's always come from you. It's always come from what I like to call the river. And if you've ever heard me speak before, you've heard me talk about the banks and you've heard me talk about the river. The banks are the corporate staff, which are very important. The banks are the foundation of the business. The banks are the shipping. The banks are the logistics. The banks are the banking. The banks are the merchant processing. The banks are your COO and your CEO and your chief financial officer and your chief marketing officer and their entire staff and their entire team of people that, you know, contribute to building those rails, as Terry likes to talk about, are those banks that keep the business together, the foundation of the business. It's very important that that foundation is built on rock and is not built on sand. If that foundation is not solid, what happens is when you grow very fast, you end up plateauing and then you fall very fast. A lot of you have been a part of companies in the past, and that sounds very familiar and that happening. Some companies grow too fast that they don't find the legs underneath them to be able to hold the weight of the success. Well, I can tell you what you have now, not what you've had in the past, but what you have now are the best banks, are the best rails, and the best foundational structure so that you can build your business and have confidence that your business is here to stay. But the most important part of the business you can't hire. The most important part of the business you can't buy. The most important part of the business is the river. The banks hold in the river. You have no banks in all river, you have a flood. But if you have solid banks and no river, you have a drought. So what's the most important part of the business? You, the distributor force, the field, not me, not the COO, not the CEO, not the CFO, not the CMO, not all the corporate staff, not the founders, not the owners, but you. And we're going to reward you for bringing that river. We are going to listen to you. Hopefully you feel like we have over the last 90 days since we acquired the company. We're going to continue to listen to your voice. I'm here to tell you today that I have heard you. I have met with literally 150 diamonds over the last 90 days. I've met with a lot of your emeralds. I've met with a lot of your rubies. I've been on literally webinars and Zooms for 16, 17, 18 hours a day for the last 90 days. We've heard you. We are in the process of fixing what was broken when we got here. We are in the process of plugging any holes that are left in the boat, in the ship, that so many of you gave your heart, gave your sweat, gave your blood, gave your tears in order to build. It's our dream and our goal to preserve that, and not only to fortify that and to strengthen that, but to make that better. So since we have been here, we have heard you talk about shipping. We've heard you talk about logistics. We've heard you talk about products being moved across the world. We've heard about credit card processing. We've heard about foundational manufacturing. We've heard about getting things right that may not have been right before. Ming Lee, we've heard about creating things that are better for younger generations, and we are in the process of doing that. We're in the process of creating a QR code that you're going to be able to literally show young people on your phone that's going to open up a doorway to be able to order products and sign up as a distributor and get access to the incredible tools that have been created at Jeunesse Global. We have heard your leadership. We have responded to your leadership, and we will continue to do that. Are we there yet? No. But are we on the right path? You bet. When 90 days ago, the rest of the world was counting you out. The rest of the world was counting Jeunesse Global out. They were counting your leadership out. And I want to share with all of you an experience that I had last week. I had the opportunity to be in Dallas, Texas last week with Terry LaCore, who many of you have heard of, who obviously is behind LaCore, LaCore Logistics, LaCore Nutra, LaCore everything, and who I've had a relationship with since 2005. And I've had the opportunity to get to know and to watch grow and to build an ecosystem and an infrastructure that is second to none in the world of network marketing. He is the banks, you are the river. And with those banks and with your river, I think we can achieve something in this industry, as you've heard me talk about, that's never been seen and never been done since my original company did it. And my original company went from $1 billion to $2 billion to $4 billion to $5 billion to $7 billion. But then it had a great fall and it went back down to $2 billion. But then it went all the way back up to $13 billion. And they're the only company in the world to ever do it in our space. And I can tell you we are in the right track to do that again. But I had the opportunity to be with Terry for an entire week. We had the opportunity to attend the direct selling news. You can Google this organization. It is probably the most credible organization within the direct sales network marketing world in the world today. It's called the DSN. And the DSN every year does a week-long event where they bring in the top 80 CEOs of the top 80 network marketing companies in the entire world. I had the opportunity to be in that room for 3 days and to be with the CEOs and the top leadership of the banks, the top corporate leadership, the founders, the owners, and the top C-level executives of the top 80 companies in your space in the entire world. And I'm talking about companies like Amway. I'm talking about companies like Nu Skin. I'm talking about the biggest of the big that have been around literally since the beginning. And I took a few things away from being in these meetings. Over the last 3 years, not only the network marketing world, but the entire world has been turned upside down. It started with a global pandemic. Then it led to everybody leaving offices and leaving what they normally did and going back home and trying to work their jobs and work their businesses from home. And you saw a big spike in revenue in the beginning of COVID because everybody was at home, everybody was ordering. But then you saw the business level off. And I'm not talking about Jeunesse. I'm talking about the industry and the channel that we are all in. And then you saw a lot of uncertainty set in. People got scared. Fear set in. And when people have fear, predominantly, if they don't know how to handle that fear, people stop. They stop working, they stop sharing, they stop going out and doing what they did before to make themselves great. And so the industry started to decline. Not only Jeunesse Global, but every company across the world predominantly started to decline. So what I saw that in that room was this. I saw a lot of people who were uncertain about the future. I saw a lot of people who were uncertain about what steps to take next. A lot of people that didn't have a rhythm, that didn't really know who they were anymore, who didn't have a true identity of what made them great in the first place. And I sat in that room and I listened to 80 CEOs share. And you want to know what I shared? You want to know what I felt when I was in that room? I felt an excitement. I felt an enthusiasm that I haven't felt in 32 years, because here's what I knew in that room. While the rest of network marketing was confused, while the rest of network marketing was scared, while the rest of our industry had fear and really didn't know where to go, I sat there and I said, I looked at Terry LaCore. I said, Terry, I know exactly where to go, because you see, what made Jeunesse Global great is all of you. Now over 2,000 people that have joined us this morning. You made this company great. I know what made us great. You did. I was one of you. I had the opportunity in 2012 to become one of you. My wife, Jen, and I joined the business with our son, Daniel, was born literally, 2 years after that. Then our daughter, Betsy, in the middle of Jeunesse. We had Jeunesse all over our house. When it would snow in Louisiana, once every, couple years, they would literally draw Jeunesse in the snow. Some of you have seen that picture in our front yard. We were all about Jeunesse. We built it to the level of diamond with you. We understood the passion of the founders. We understood the vision and the legacy company that they wanted to create. That's why I called this the Jeunesse journey. You see, I've been on this journey with you. I know what made us great, and I know what made us great is still here. I know it's still in the hearts and in the minds of everybody that is watching here today. And I know that we don't have to do anything different than what we did in the beginning as a river, as a field, and as a culture to bring us to the next level. So I sat in that room and I said, Terry, we got this exactly where we need to have it. Because how many people can we touch? How many people can we go build across the world while the rest of the world is scared, while the rest of the world are jumping into all these silly deals, that some people may have left Jeunesse to start? These things that are going to take 4, 5, and 6 years just to get to where you are right now. And they've got a 99% chance that they're never going to get there. I look at that and I'm like, we are in the right place. We are at the right time because we know who we are. We know what made us great, and that's still inside of the hearts and minds of everybody that is here. I've had the opportunity to go to California. I've had the opportunity to be with all of the diamonds that live in the Los Angeles, Orange County area, and it was amazing. I then had the chance to go to Canada and spend time with Sandy and her leadership, and I was blown away. I then had the opportunity to go to Taiwan and to do Hong Kong University, my very first Hong Kong University. I was there with Mark and Ilya and Stephen and their entire team, and I was there with the river. I was there with diamonds that came in and double diamonds and triple diamonds that came from Los Angeles. I was there with people like Mandy. I was there with let's see who else. I was there with, my goodness, one of my favorite stories, in the history of this business, is Jason and our first event. Jason Chung, we're there. My wife and I are in Hong Kong, and he introduces me to his wife, and he introduces me to his little baby, and it's a little girl, and she's 6 months old, and her name is Jeunesse. And I had the opportunity to meet. I think now she's 12 years old. I got to meet Jeunesse as a 12-year-old in the audience in Taiwan. And what an amazing journey. And I got to talk on webinars to people in mainland China like Tina Hu, and I got to meet with Tony and Charlie and the entire team of people there. And I've gotten to spend time with Flora, and, Cece has been incredible. And, I mentioned Ming before, who's been phenomenal, and Helen and Cindy. And I know I'm leaving people out, but the leadership has been incredible. I've had incredible feedback from Yvonne and from Yvonne's team in APAC, and, Jared's team that he's, helped to foster and helped to continue to build in Europe. And Rachel in APAC has done a phenomenal job. And again, I can just, the names and people go on and on, but they're not just names. We've got the top leadership in the world, both on the corporate side and on the river side. And I sat with Terry LaCore in Dallas, and Terry got up in front of this panel. He was on a panel of different people who had acquired companies, and the host was interviewing Terry, and they asked Terry, why did you take this on? Why did you take Jeunesse over when the rest of the world had counted them out? Why did you do it? And Terry told the story of when a small group of about 15 to 20 people, and all of you know who you were. I know some of you were invited because logistically, you were in mainland China, you were somewhere in Asia, you were across the world, you couldn't come. But there were a group of about 15 of you that came. And Terry sat in that room at his house, and he sat with all of you. And all of you I can see right now are here, and you're still here. You are the foundation that built this company. And he looked around that room and he said, you could not put together, I don't care if it's Amway, I don't care if it's Avon, I don't care if it's New Skin, I don't care if it's Herbalife, I don't care if it's the biggest companies that do billions of dollars a year. You could not put together 15 of the sharpest, smartest, heartfelt, culture building, business building, people leading leaders in the whole world of network marketing. He's been in it now for 30 years. Every company in the world has come to Terry for something over that time. And he looked at it and he said, you've got the best leadership in the world. We could not duplicate this if we tried. I am willing to take a shot. I am willing to bet on the people in this room. And that is what he told the DSN. That's what he told the 80 top CEOs in the world who thought he was crazy for taking this company over. That's what he told. They opened up the room to a couple thousand people, 1,000 corporate entities that came in, and vendors and employees. And that's what he told all of them. And what was he talking about? He was talking about all of you. And so what I took away from the DSN, what I took away from what's going on in the world of network marketing, is that we are in the right place and we are at the right time. In Taiwan, Yvonne made this point to me, and it was incredible. And I've shared it with some of you. I haven't shared it with all of you, but I'd like to share it with you today. There's a building in Taiwan. It's called the 101. And Mark and his team took me there, and it was incredible. 10 years ago, it was one of the tallest buildings in the world, if not the tallest. And we went to the very top of that building. And Jeunesse Global, Yvonne paralleled it. She talked about feng shui. She talked about things that I don't completely understand that she knows better than me. But she talked about the fact that all network marketing companies, not just Jeunesse, may have taken this meteoric rise and may have had a bit of a fall. But most companies took big falls. Most companies took falls that no one could ever come away with victorious. While Jeunesse might have been on the 100th floor of that 101, it dropped to maybe the 50th floor. And it's now back up to the 55th floor, to the 60th floor, to the 65th floor, probably back up already to almost the 88th floor. But yet these companies now that have left, and people have left, and they're telling you the grass is greener. They're telling you that they have a better comp plan, and maybe they do for now. They're telling you they got better everything, and maybe they do for the next 30 days. But my question to you is not how much do you want to get paid in the next 30 days, but how long do you want to be paid? Do you want to build a business that you can leave a legacy to you and your children? Because see, that's the journey that I'm on. The journey that I'm on is to leave something to my kids, to those kids that were born in Jeunesse Global, like Daniel, like Betsy, my children, like Jeunesse, Jason and his wife's daughter, who literally was born in the middle of it and named after this great movement. That's what we're playing for. That's what we're fighting. We're not fighting for next week. We're fighting for next year. We're fighting for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So where we're now maybe have fallen to 50. And now we're back up to 60, 65, 70. And we're climbing. And we're not stopping this time at 101. We're going past the 101. We're going to go become as tall as that tallest building in the world, which I believe now is in Dubai. And I'm sure they're going to build a bigger one. But we're going to keep steady growing. And we're going to keep laying those banks so that you can bring that river, so that that river will never become a flood again. So if you are here for a long-term business, if you're here to go down that road, we applaud you. We thank you for hanging in there. We thank you for sticking with it. We thank you for your patience, but we want you to know that we hear you and we are acting on what you have told us and your feedback every single day. I've got some very important announcements, and I'm not going to get into specifics. I literally have them written down here. As I don't have a screen, technologically, you're going to find that we're going to get better. We're going to do these at least once a month. We're going to start highlighting your leaders and your leadership. Again, this certainly is not about me. This is not about this company. We want you to know that you have a solid foundation. We have a company that is working every day to improve its compensation model, to make it fair so that you can make as much money as you possibly can, but that we can still have the banks so that you have a company in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years. But we want to pay you based on your effort. We want to pay you based on the value that you bring. We want to pay you based on your commitment to this company. We want to bring you products on time. We want to bring logistics and shipping that's affordable. We want you to be able to have credit card processing that actually works. We want to get people off of Amazon in the United States of America, which is literally happening this week. You're going to notice something different in the next 7 days where there's no more competition on Amazon. There's not going to be any more competition on JD.com. There's not going to be any more competition on these different websites. We want to bring it back to the grassroots of you as a distributor and give you the best opportunity to win. Now, as far as good news, I know everybody likes good news. Here's what we've got so far. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics, but stay tuned over the next week to 2 weeks. These announcements are going to come via social media. They're going to come via email blast. They're going to come via your corporate leadership in whatever region and whatever country that you're in. We have heard you. We have listened. We are totally revamping the sign-up packages in this business to make them more distributor friendly, to make them more friendly, and here's a key word, more relevant in the world of network marketing and in the world that you live in today. So we are revamping that. We are going to add bonuses for you that come in and bring new people into your business that take advantage of these new customer and distributor packages. So that's one thing that's coming out. It's coming out very soon. Next thing, we're going to do a global expo promo that is coming out. Expo is going to be in the month of September. We do not have an exact location yet, but we can tell you we are doing one global expo. We are bringing the world of Jeunesse together exactly the way it was when I signed up in the business in 2012. We went to Hong Kong. There were 5,000 people there. And let me tell you my experience. I went to Hong Kong. I'd never been to Hong Kong. I didn't even know where it was on a map. But I got there and nobody spoke English. In fact, the only person that spoke English on the stage, I believe, was maybe Scott Lewis, but he really didn't talk that much. Wendy spoke a little bit of English. Randy spoke some English, but that was it. But sometimes it's not the words that people speak, but it's the music that people hear. I met Jason. I met his wife. I met Jeunesse. I met so many of you. The whole world of Jeunesse was in that room. And we're going to bring that back. We're going back to what made us great. And we're going to be middle of September, somewhere in the world. And all of us are going to be together. And it's going to be incredible. So we're going to do that. We're going to run to a Global Expo promo. We're also going to have upcoming here very shortly. You're going to hear announced. We're going back to some of your favorite and most productive promotions. Cash promotions, which are going to put more money in your pocket. Cash promotions, which are going to incentivize you to go out and share this business with others in a new vigor, a new emotion, a new dream, a new excitement about what you have your hands on. Upcoming trips. I'll tell you this about the DSN2. I watch these companies get up and these CEOs get up, and most of them, 99% of them, all the trips that people won during COVID, they didn't honor those trips. They weren't able to, because as the business went down and the revenue went down, they were not able to fulfill those trips, pay those bonuses that were once promised. And I can understand that now, being on the other side of how that happened. But I can tell you this about us, okay? About me, about Terry, about anybody that had anything to do with acquiring this company. And this is very important. I want you to hear this. We did not acquire this company to make money in the next 12 months. We did not acquire this company to make money in the next 24 months. We have taken zero money out of this company. We will take zero money out of this company until every bonus that was ever promised to you has been paid. Every trip that is ever promised to you has been taken. We will not take money out of this company until everything that was promised, even before we got here, has been fulfilled. That is who we are. That is what we do. We understand that the only way to make this work is to do anything and everything we can to make that right. Now, is that a challenge? Yes. Is that a monumental challenge? You bet. But I can tell you that is our number one priority. So we've got, as the rest of the network marketing world is canceling trips, not doing trips, not paying bonus. If you haven't gotten your bonus yet, we are still working on it. The door has not been shut, and we will continue to work on it until we make it happen, okay? But we've got some upcoming events. I know everybody is very excited about Paris for APAC, Greater China, and North America. Istanbul and Cappadocia. I don't even know where Cappadocia is, but Carolyn tells me it's incredible and it's super exciting for Latin America. We've got, I thought it was Phuket. It's Phuket. Thailand coming up. Those trips are on. Those trips are going to be taken and are going to be extremely exciting for all of you that are still working towards some of those. I know some of you have already won. We also have the 32nd, and this is the soonest thing coming up. Hong Kong University is going to be in Macau. That's going to be June the 7th through the 9th. And Macau is going to be very exciting. You're going to see more people in that room than you've seen at a Jeunesse event in the last 3 years. You're going to see people coming together, not just from mainland China, not just from Hong Kong, not just from Taiwan, not just from Malaysia and APAC and Singapore and Korea and Japan. You're going to see people at that Hong Kong University from all over the world. But the exciting part about that Hong Kong University, and again, we've listened to you, we've heard you. One of the number one things that I hear, Jason, we need a new product. We need something to get excited about. We need something that has no competition across the world. We need something that hasn't been flooded in all the different markets. What can you do? From the moment that we got here, even before we got here, starting literally when some of you were on the diamond trip in Hawaii, the diamond and emerald trip, I was listening. You got up and you spoke in that room at the Grand Wailea in Maui, and you talked about what we needed. You talked about what Jeunesse needs to become more relevant now that we have products that are incredible. They're the best in the world. They still do things that other products don't do. But Jason, how about some new technology? How about something that's going to change the game when it comes to a product? And so what we've been putting together, what literally probably 15 to 20 of you have already had samples of, and again, these are the top producers in the world in this company, the people who have done the billions of dollars. If you got a sample, that's you. What this product's going to do, we've got some incredible science behind it. I'm not going to dive into the details, but Dr. Giampapa has been instrumental in putting things in this product that are nowhere else in the world to be found. Dr. Newman, also very instrumental. So we're taking the best of Dr. Newman. We're taking the best of Dr. Giampapa, the best of the Lumen S line, the best of the S system, the best of the AMPM, coupled with some technologies and some patented technologies that you can't find anywhere else. Not just products, not just ingredients, but technologies that you can't find anywhere else. That LaCore, here's where LaCore comes in. Here's where LaCore is vital to building the banks of the business. And we're putting it all together into one product. One product that, as you can tell, I have a lot of energy. It's only 8:30 in the morning. I've been awake since 4:30 this morning, excited about talking to you today. I can tell you, I took 2 of these products yesterday. I don't know if you're supposed to take 2 in one day. They were just sample packs, but I took 2 and I've been excited ever since, and my brain is on fire. But I can tell you what it's done already. I can't tell you it's made me look better. However, there are ingredients and there's patented technologies in this product that are proven to make you look better, to make your skin look younger, to make you look more youthful, and to make you look more healthy. That's number one. I've only taken it one day. I don't see that yet, although I think this camera makes me look better than I actually look. Number 2, make you feel better. And boy, do I feel better, and I've literally only taken it one day. I've got a lot of energy. I am alert. My brain is on fire. The possibilities that are going on in my head right now are like I've never felt before. So not only is it supposed to make you look better, it's supposed to make you feel better, sleep better. I went to bed last night close to midnight. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm not very good at math, but that's not a lot of sleep. I woke up at 4:30 this morning ready to roll. Did it make me sleep better? You bet. When you get my age, sometimes you got to wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. I did not. I slept the entire night. So here we have a product from personal experience. It's not even out yet. This is not a product claim. This is not guaranteeing it's going to do anything. This is just telling you what it did for me from yesterday to today. It made me feel better. I hope it made me look better. It lit my brain on fire, and all at the same time, it helped me sleep. And I know that when I get better sleep, that my body does better. So look better, feel better, sleep better, more energy, more brain power. And I'm sure it does a lot of other things that we're going to learn about and I'm going to learn with you. But that's it so far. That product is going to be launched in Macau. It's going to be launched at Hong Kong University. And we couldn't be more excited about bringing you a new product that you can talk about to the world. And I'm going to finish with this. The one thing that's been on my heart lately as I've talked to all of the leaders, as I've dove into Jeunesse, its culture, its past, where we are now, and where we're going. The 90 days before we got here, the 90 days since we've been here, and the next 90 days moving forward, my focus is going to be more. What's different about Jeunesse? Why Jeunesse? Why now? And how is Jeunesse better? And what keeps coming back into my mind and heart is that we're more. We're not just a product. And when I say a product, I'm talking about all of our products. We're not just a product that can change the way you look. We definitely are that. We've proven that. We are definitely not just a product that can change the way you feel. We are definitely that. We have proven that. We are not only a product that can change the way you look, that can change the way you feel. We are a culture. We are a community. We are a business that can change your life forever. And we're going to start featuring the stories of the people that built this business and the people whose lives, because of their hard work and effort and leadership and growth, have changed their lives forever, who have changed this business forever, so that they can tell their story of why Jeunesse to them just means more. You've got all these other deals out there that people are trying to get you involved. They don't have that and a little bit more. Jeunesse is that and a little bit more. And we promise you not to bring it all in the next 90 days. But as we've done in the last 90 days, we will continue to bring you a little bit more every single day as we get better and better and better and better and better. And you will look up, I promise you, record this recording, keep this recording. You will look up in 1 year and you will look at a company and you will not even be able to recognize the incredible growth, the culture, the glue, the banks, and the river that we have created. Stuart Johnson, I hope one day he sees this. He is the head of the DSN. He is the guy that put together the DSN. He was the host of the event that I was at with Terry in Dallas for the last week. And Stuart, when he introduced Terry on this panel, and he asked him why he acquired Jeunesse, he chuckled a little bit. He laughed a little bit. He kind of made fun of the fact that Terry would have taken on this massive challenge and this massive Titanic, as I've talked about, in the middle of the ocean. And those other 80 CEOs in the room, probably 70 to 75 of them, they laughed a little bit too. And I took that personally because, you see, none of them believed that we would be here. None of them believed that we could take this business where it is without completely destroying the business first. But Terry believed, I believed, Kevin, if you're out there, I know you believed. Yvonne believed, Demont believed, Flora believed, Ming believed, Cece believed, Helen believed. Your incredible leadership, you believed. Rachel, you believed. Jared, you believed. Mark, Ilya, Stephen, you all believed. Yvonne, you believed. And because you believed, I'm going to go back to that DSN next year, and I'm going to be a speaker at that business because we're going to double and triple our revenue. We're going to double and triple our business. We are going to be the talk of the network marketing world next year at that event. And I'm going to play the video of Stuart and of all the other CEOs and the people in the room laughing a little bit at me, laughing a little bit at Terry, laughing a little bit at you. You see, if you follow the Bible at all, and even if you don't, there's a story in there about David and Goliath. And David was just a little shepherd boy. Nobody gave David any credit. He was only about 5 foot tall. And there was this giant named Goliath who was literally defeating the armies of David's people. And nobody wanted to fight Goliath. David had 7 brothers. They were warriors. They were fighters. Nobody wanted to fight this giant of a man, Goliath, who was almost 10 feet tall. But little David went to the king and said, King Saul, I'll fight him. And King Saul said, David, he's too big to fight. And little David said, no, he's too big to miss. Give me some rocks. And little David picked up his slingshot and he flung that slingshot and he said, I killed the lion, I killed the bear as a little shepherd boy to protect my daddy's sheep. And now I'm going to kill you. And he's slain Goliath. And the history of the Israelites, the history of the world completely changed, because you see, when other people saw a shepherd boy, God saw a king. Little David saw a king. And while the rest of the world may look at you, Jeunesse, and see a company that maybe has come and gone, let me tell you what I see. I see the hearts and the minds of the leaders on this call. I see the people that are here today who are watching. And I can tell you with that, if we come together and we unify and we speak one voice, then we can go be little David, we can slay Goliath, and we can do something that, since the biggest and the baddest company in the history of this space has done it, has never been seen and never been done, and we can do it bigger and we can do it better. But it all starts with everybody on this call. So I'm going to end here. I went longer than everybody told me to go, but sometimes I get excited, but hopefully you can feel the passion, you can feel the excitement. Get excited about our new product, because it's 50% me, it's 50% that product. And we'll be right back to you very soon on when we're going to do this again, to start to highlight each and every one of you, the river, who has brought this incredible business to where it is today. So God bless you all from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, all over the world. I will sign off. Had an incredible rest of the month of April, and we will launch into May with the biggest month that we've ever had since we've been here. God bless everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.